Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, it's been a fucking weird 2 days, hasn't it? Bloody hell.
Oh my God. I honestly didn't think it would get any weirder. Like,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what to say about it.
George Lee was just on the telly here a minute ago. He has to be like the epitome of Dr. fucking Death, doesn't he? Like, to be fair. Fuck me. The man loves the fucking shit. Like, he loves just shit numbers. He dwells in those. Like,
Yeah. He loves it. Like, he fucking loves it.
he just rattles off this bad news. Like, you know what I mean? He's like going like, oh, the HSE are saying that this is going to be the worst thing. And you're like, fucking hell, George. You know?
Professor Snape on fucking Colombian Martin powder.
Fucking Prince of Darkness himself.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God. I suppose you better welcome everybody.
Whoever's left.
Whoever's left. If you're still following us. Hello. Welcome to the Opinionated Podcast. It's 2021. Happy New Year to everybody. 2021 with a fucking bang.
Yeah. Like, real indie ears could do like a series on the first 7 days alone. Like.
Oh my God! Like, I'm gonna start with this because I think it's probably the most prominent thing at the moment in the last couple of days. I can't remember which of us said it in the podcast a few weeks ago, or a while ago. But
it was either
somebody said the question. Yeah, I think it was one of us. But somebody asked the question: is there going to be a civil war in America? And it's looking good like it now.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what the odds on Paddy Power was back then when we said it. Chuck a euro on it to see how much we would have won.
We'd have to find what we said. I think I said that there wasn't going to be, so that leaves me with egg in my face anyway.
Jesus Christ! Like a lot of what happened, it can be described as a coup. Like, it can be described as an indirect coup.
Yeah.
Like, there's elements of it that can't be, but at the same time, it can.
Mm-hmm, very much so.
Yeah, I actually thought it was quite funny though. Not funny in a way, but like when they got in there into the Capitol building, I don't think they really had a plan about what they were going to do. Like, do you know what I mean? There's like a lad, they like wrote a note on Nancy Pelosi's desk, like, and you kind of think, oh, that's very revolutionary. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what was the idea? You know, I heard one person saying there that she said that they should have dragged the senators out by the head on their hair, like, or hair on their head on their hair, whatever. Yeah, but like, oh, it's just nuts. It was really frightening last night to see that.
Yeah, it was so. I think it just caught us all off guard because it was just like nothing close to it has happened in relation to Trump supporters, really. Minus like the rallies and the recent protests, like just after Biden winning the election. But
steal the election.
Oh yeah, stop stealing.
Stop the count.
Yeah, no, like I just think there was no uniformity to the way they approached whatever you can call this. You can call it several things, I suppose. You could even call it an act of terrorism to a degree. I
actually heard someone on CNN call it domesticated terrorism. That was very
well, like it's a culmination of several different things. But I think to just call it a protest isn't enough, because I think. I've been doing a bit of reading on it, and like I'm just it's really fucked how conspiracy theories have become so prominent in it. Going off like what you just said, like that they didn't really have any idea what they were doing. It's purely down to the fact that they're all running off several conspiracy theories, not just like. It's beyond our imagination how many fucking things they're thinking of. Like I was reading things about like the canon theory, where like there's like that that Trump is like fighting off a fucking sex ring ran by like Biden and Obama and the like, and like they're trying to take him down, and like, this is crazy. They actually believe this, like,
and wholeheartedly believe in it.
Yeah, like this is the opposition to the Democrats. This is what they are like promoting and believing in, and it's so out there. Like, it's incredibly bonkers.
America's a wonderful place, though, isn't it? You can dress as like a wildebeest and storm the Capitol building, and we still be called a patriot. Like, it's just fucking hell. Like, it really. I was just watching Coronation Street, like, and someone said, Jesus, you know, I mean, America's after falling there, like, you know what I mean? And like, it was nuts. It was really scary to watch, though. Like, and very. I know people that say America has a lot of flaws, but like, democracy was usually fairly steadfast. Like, so I don't know. It's not a good start to the year.
It just goes to show that America's never had a more inflammatory and just terrible leader as Donald Trump.
Yeah, racist leader.
And racist, but like it's mental, like how he gathered so much support in the last 6 years, maybe.
Yeah, 70 odd million people voted for him. Like,
that's a lot of people. Like, and
I'm
to
sure
get to a
there's
stage
a lot of people
where
that claim to support him, hidden, like, secretly as well.
Yeah.
Despite not voting for him due to peer pressure or whatever they like.
But to get to a stage where like these same people turn totally on their electoral system and storm their government buildings, like there's something wrong there. And I heard there's rumors now that some senators are looking into using the 25th Amendment. It's to remove him from office. So
they're saying that's a very clunky piece of legislation, though. I just heard someone saying there, so they could probably. I think they're going down the route of impeachment, but I don't know. But the only good thing with the 25th is apparently that if it's used and like followed through on, he can't run for office again.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know.
That's one benefit.
Yeah, exactly. If they do impeach him and convict him second, then can he run again?
I don't know that now. Not sure.
Because he wasn't convicted last time because he got through with the Senate, but I don't think the Senate would stand for it this time.
No, not after being fucking locked in a fucking bunker for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's Republicans coming out and saying, you know, fucking hell, like, what the fuck you at?
Yeah.
You know, even Republicans who would have supported Trump.
Yeah, but like, why did they let it get this far though? Like that fella there today, the Northern Irish envoy. What is wrong with me? The envoy to Northern Ireland, like that's convoy. He resigned. He's like, oh, I couldn't do it anymore. And it's like, what were you doing for the last 4 years? Like, you saw this happening. Like, people saw this happening. Why were you part of this regime for 4 years? Now you're like 2 weeks left. Oh, I'm out. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
What? I don't understand it. I can't get my head around it.
I suppose, like, it's just like we talk about populism these days and fascism and so on. Like, it's always been present in America, let alone the world. But like, it's rearing its ugly head again at a rapid rate. Like, I think the far right movement alone, not even just talking about the Republican Party here, I think the far right movement has just gotten so big and so vulgar that it's actually accelerating whatever they're going for to a point where it can't be stopped without like unilateral support to actually suppress it. And obviously, if there's a support base for far right politics, it's not going to be stopped straight away. And I think this is what we're sort of witnessing at the minute, possibly.
Yeah.
They posed a good question on CNN last night where they said, "Is this the start or the end of something?" So, is this the start of a civil war, or is this, the dying days of Donald Trump's influence?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's too early to tell. I mean, like, we haven't seen anything like this in America since, well, as much as I can think, since the 60s, maybe.
The 70s, yeah, like the Southern
70s.
strategy and the the racist fear mongering and stuff like that.
Even at that, though, like,
Well, the last time the Capitol building was stormed was by the British. In 250 odd years ago, they were saying last night.
There you go.
There you are. If you're such a patriot that you did what your oppressors did.
It takes one to do that, really.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. It's such a common tenet with that type of patriot, so-called patriot. Like, they're thick as shit.
They
thick as shit. They haven't, like, you watch interviews with them, and like, there's a fella blatantly taking the piss out of him to his face, and he can't grasp that he's being piss being taken out of him.
Yeah, what was that dude? What was that dude who went around to all the Trump?
Donny O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
I just say he's doing a tremendous job at the minute for journalism worldwide and putting Irish journalism on the map and so on. Like, he really did expose like how susceptible people are to just falling into I think he called it the echo chambers of delusionalism or something along those lines. Like, that is literally what people are doing. Millions of people are doing. I think it's so easy to do that now, especially with like social media and like the lack of kind of enforcement that they have. But like, obviously, recently there today, Facebook and Instagram have permanently banned Trump until his dying days. I think Twitter have a 12-hour ban on him at the minute, but that could possibly be lengthened to indefinite as well. So going off that, like, that's a start, but like at the same time, like, Trump is just one figure. He's sort of the figurehead of the movement, but once he's gone, the conspiracy theory will still continue. So I think it's vital that the social media sites kind of have a bit of cop on and kind of rein in the horns of this populist movement for its own good before shit gets fucking real.
Isn't it nuts though? Like how, years ago something like this happened, to be a fucking trade embargo or you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking, you'd be invaded, like, but now it's like, oh, you're not allowed on Facebook till you're out of your office there, like, you know what I mean? 12 hours on Twitter. The man caused a coup in the middle of fucking the heart of American democracy, and you're like banned from Twitter for 12 hours, like.
Yeah, it seems a bit like like petty punishment.
12 hours. I actually thought it was funny how he put out his press release last night through the Twitter of his chief of staff, which is like, surely the American president can get a statement out not on Twitter, like.
Yeah. And the gas thing is, I was watching another one of O'Sullivan's interviews with CNN, and he was saying that according to Twitter's rules, if he decides to go for another election campaign whenever the next presidential elections comes around, he actually can have pretty much the same limits that he has now, obviously before the 12-hour ban. Now, obviously, we don't know if there's going to be like an investigation or a lawsuit put on Trump after he's left office, if he leaves office. But yeah, I think that's another rule that could probably need to be changed, especially if he does decide to be re-elected or to attempt to be re-elected.
Yeah. What do we think of Mike Pence there? He became fucking commander-in-chief for a few hours there last night, didn't he?
Yeah, Jesus. Like, I kind of, don't get me wrong, I don't like Mike Pence at all. But I kind of gained a little bit of respect for him because he has kind of backed away from Trump.
But he had the balls, not like to just say, I can't do that. Like, I can't not realize his votes, and then he was the one that authorized the National Guard or something. Like, isn't
Yeah.
that? That's, He didn't even bother ask the president. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. That just goes to show like how incompetent Trump is as a president, as a leader of a country, and of a country as powerful as the US.
I think it also shows though as well, like how emblematic it is that Mike Pence doesn't run the Trump train, as it were, of like fascism and so on, that like Trump actually controls Mike Pence. So like, not by Mike Pence not following Trump's way of thinking, it's kind of showing like that's a way out of the far right. Like there's so many, I think there has to be a vast majority that do believe that far right is a minority, and that they don't believe, or that they realize that whites aren't as discriminated as non-whites, particularly Muslims in the US. Like going off those charts that were released, I think it was on Fox News when he was declared president. I think it was like 90% of the people that entered it said that they were just more discriminated than non-whites, which is just like crazy to think. Like you asked the question, like, do you think BLM protesters would have got anywhere near the Capitol building if they were to stage such a protest?
Like, well, it's clear to see. I mean, like, sorry, Tom. Like with those protests that did happen in Washington and all across America, like police weren't slow about fucking, using violence and using riot tactics like against them. I know there was some rioting and looting in certain parts of Washington and all, and other cities, but majority of those protests were peaceful. They say there's people saying that this protest, or it wasn't even a protest, it was a fucking riot. Like they were smashing media equipment.
It was terrorism. Like
it was terrorism.
Terrorism by definition is the unlawful use of force and violence against persons or property to intimidate or coerce a government's civilian population in furtherance of political, social objectives.
Wow.
This is the definition of a protest. Protest is a complaint or objection against an idea, an act, or a way of doing things, and are an event in which people gather to show disapproval of something damaging, comparing them to terrorists or insurgents. Now, there's a very stark difference between both of those, I think. And I hope all our listeners think as well.
That's all from Susie Dent and Dictionary Corner for this week.
Over and out.
But no, definitely.
Yeah, like, I mean, fucking, I don't think there's any comparison. Like, I know one person got shot and there's a few in hospital and all.
Yeah.
But, like, how many people died with the BLM riots and protests and stuff?
Hundreds, thousands.
It was just, I felt watching it last night. We were watching it live, like, as they were just kind of, as the news was breaking on Twitter. I turned on CNN. And I just thought it was such a slow response by... I know they said that, I saw the police chief today saying that they had been kind of left out, hung out to dry by the military or the National Guard or something like. But it just, everything was like, they were all kind of lining up on street corners rather than actually doing anything. Like there was no real urgency. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ! Like I don't know about Leinster House, but I think the guards had arrived there a bit quicker than the way the fucking National Guard were. Like, you know what I mean? Though, like, it's like. Yeah. This is huge, and you're just kind of we'll organize ourselves in a corner and then walk down, like,
Yeah. And like, did you see the videos of like the policeman getting selfies and like saying ACAB and stuff like this? Like, but I saw a brilliant tweet there the other day. No, not the other day. It was yesterday. It was like it was kind of summing up like the efforts of like what the police during the raid, and it's just like fascists do not stop fascistic movements. There is a reason why the police allowed this coup to continue, which I think it like in all but definition, the US is by and large a police state. I personally feel.
I think they were largely like overwhelmed as well, though, for large
But they
part.
literally, they
Yeah,
literally let them in.
They didn't
through
cover
the
themselves
day.
in glory now, I will admit, but like there was a couple of like scenes where there was like one policeman holding back a whole corridor of people, like, you know.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, whatever about, like, that could happen in Ireland. Like, I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to storm Leinster House or whatever here if there was a crowd, you know, a couple of thousand people trained their best, like a 2 guardian on the gate, and, like one inside maybe. Like,
you'd have to wait for the barrier to go first, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, true.
But this is going back to the point, though, of the difference between if a BLM protest or riot or whatever you want to call it would occur at the Capitol Hill. Like, if you see thousands of fucking angry people outside a Capitol building with the intention of entering said Capitol building, you'd think that you'd increase your police force to stop said entering of Capitol building. Like, it just seems like it was almost facilitated in a way. Now, this is going back to whether if it is an indirect coup, a direct coup by disguise or whatever, of kind of putting it off as a kind of an accident or whatever. Like, I don't know. I think they could have done more to prevent it. Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Definitely. Did you see that? Did you see that one coming out that got maced? Did you see that?
Did you see actually on Twitter though? She was holding an onion in her hand, so like all her tears were just coming from a fucking onion rather than it being maced. So I don't know how legible that story is, but
Viva la revolution, by
yeah.
It's a revolution. Like, what are you on about? Like,
I have to say though, the standout man was Donny. To be fair, like we have to admit.
Yeah. No, he has done a tremendous job.
A fellow UCD history student as well. Like, so when everyone asks me now, when I say, "Oh, I'm studying history," "Oh, you're going to be a teacher?" No, I'm going to be a Donny. That's what I'm going to be.
Right, he was genuinely inspiring.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I looked up. Someone said, "Oh," and I know Donny O'Sullivan was like, "He's definitely Irish." Like, and I was just like, "Here's the take of it here now, Wolf." Like, you know, it's just like, but he was great though. And I'll tell you one thing: like, it must be so difficult to report on a situation like that where he was. Like, the media were the center of the storm there, really. Like, do you know what I mean? You're surrounded by unhinged fucking lunatics, and still to bring coherent, good quality news across was amazing.
Yeah, armed lunatics as well.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Donny. Make it Donny on the podcast.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's on the Late Show tomorrow night, Donny is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I may watch that.
That's what I love about Ireland. We just have one hero now, and it's all Donny. Like, you know, you get an open top tour through a Conn Street when we can. Like,
make him the next Taoiseach.
Yeah.
It's mental though. Like, in the last 12 months, the amount of history that's been made. Like,
yeah.
And it's not just history; it's like literally major political events are occurring, like seismic
chapters in books. Like,
yeah, in such short spaces of time.
I'm kind of fed up living through these historical events now, though.
Yeah, they're just coming. Oh, Jesus! And then move on again. Like, what's the next one?
It's always really exciting though when you wake up in the morning, you open Twitter, and it's like, oh, what scandal will we have today?
As James O'Brien regularly says, "What fresh hell is this?" every morning.
God, I love that man.
James was on fire today. I have to say, I was looking forward to his show, and he was on fire.
I may start listening to him again. I haven't listened to him in a while.
I'd recommend it to anyone that is looking for kind of a political insight into anything. Like, he's such a normal person as well. He comes across very normal. So I think he's really accessible.
He was given a tenner to charity today for every time he said "I told you so" on the show.
I'm sure it was a lot.
Yeah.
Oh God. I suppose we could stick with that side of the water. Since the last time we were podcasting, there's been some pretty major developments.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that. another
historic. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, Brexit, they reached a trade agreement with the EU. Brexit reached a trade agreement. UK reached a trade agreement with the EU. Yeah, I still don't know the details of it though. Have you seen the full details?
I don't think anyone knows the fucking details of it.
It didn't happen on New Year's Eve as well.
Yeah.
So I remember it's like, oh yeah, Brexit, and then champagne. It went all the way.
All I know is that the Scottish Navy are like threatening fishermen off Rockall, like of all places, that they can't fish within 12 kilometers of Rockall, a fucking rock in the middle of the ocean. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's our rock, Tom.
It's 12 kilometers. 12 kilometers from Rockall. It's like rock on, Rockall. All right.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
there were some lines there over in like the ports there, wasn't there, for like the week before Christmas?
Yeah.
I just feel I order stuff at the beginning of December, and I think some of it still hasn't come. Like,
I'm waiting
so,
for
like,
stuff.
I know some of it
Still
still
in November.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, but yeah, I think most of it, like, that's the thing, is still so uncertain. Like, I think we're going to be okay for a while anyway.
Yeah, but I think no one really. I just don't know. I honest to God don't know. It's just everything. Oh, Brexit happened. What was Brexit? Boris seems happy. But apparently Theresa May had a better deal, but he shot it down, which is in pure British fashion, you know.
Oh yeah, pure Tory.
The irony.
He carries it off. It's like the greatest thing he's ever. Like,
No, we have to find a worse way to do this.
yeah, his ready oven deal wasn't very ready. Like, wasn't that one of his
Brexit?
Yeah, was that like the cornerstone of his fucking election?
Like that, yeah.
Fucking Brexit. 10 minutes before the deadline to actually figure it out. Like,
yeah, like if his Brexit plan was on the Great British Bake Off, he most certainly would have a soggy bottom.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Prue would be dead again now. Like,
Did you ever see that fucking parody video? It's like he's being interviewed, and there's this fella getting stuff out of a car behind him, and he turns around and he goes, "Bloody rapscallions!" That's all I think of when I see him.
his dad applied for a French passport as well.
Yeah,
So
He's really claimed French citizen.
after 80 years, he figures out he's French, and he's like, "Oh, I'm reclaiming what was always mine." It's like, what? How convenient!
Even he's jumping ship, like, or trying to jump ship.
So they don't care. Like, they don't give a rat's arse. Like, about
No, like, there's this pride that they feel. It's not pride; it's greed.
it's
like what they can get for themselves. There's no patriotism amongst that class of
No.
British people. Like,
no,
it's what they can get for themselves, basically.
yeah,
Man,
it's kind of a
Hancock
lesser
can't even
version
see
of
it on it, like,
populism.
yeah.
Like, they like this idea of colonialism when it suits them, but when it doesn't, they're quite happy to jump ship. Like,
Yeah, you'd have to admire Murray, wouldn't you?
Jesus Christ!
wow.
You just have to admire their absolute determination to just fuck everything up, but still think they're great. Like,
Yeah, they have some huge set of cojones, like, to even just approach that.
even James made a great point yesterday. He was like, their vaccination, by now they had promised like something like 25, 35 million people would be vaccinated, and it's actually 17 million. And he's like, if that's a pretty good number if they didn't overly inflate at the very start. Like, you know what I mean? If they just had to be realistic with the Tories, we'll have 50 million people vaccinated by February. And it's like, yeah, like, you're actually doing all right, like, but now you look like you're doing shit because
that's it. Because they're down.
I love how they're calling it like the British vaccine as well, like as if they fucking made it themselves. Like,
oh god,
yeah, a country that
it's so
voted to leave Europe.
stereotypically British.
Like, a country that voted to leave the EU, with now they're claiming a vaccine to be theirs, even though it was made in an EU country
by like immigrants,
by
German
immigrants.
God
produced
forbid.
and stored in Belgium. They literally bought it. That's the most British thing they did, was hand over money. Like,
Yeah. Oh man, I've no words for Brits anymore.
It's just kind of like we're all kind of focused on America now. It's like Britain can fucking chill out for a while. There.
Yeah, there's bigger problems at hand at the minute.
Ross
nice
Lair is booming here in Wexford because of Brexit, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Us Wexfordians are going straight to France, boy. We're boycotting Britain. That's what we're at.
It's Wexicans.
Yeah.
Mexicans.
24 hours on the boat. Fucking come on.
Get on it.
Yeah.
I was going to say there, it's great to see Scotland standing up on its own 2 feet, kind of putting their feet down. And who knows, maybe second vote for independence might go through.
Well, it seems more and more likely now.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much more in favour of leaving Britain than it is now, or than it was then. Sorry.
I know. I think I said it before on this podcast, but I can see this being the end of the United Kingdom, or at least the breakup of the United Kingdom. Like, I mean, Scotland, I think, will be next to go. The North, I think, is another little bit away. I can't see Wales leaving England.
No, I think Wales will just hug England for dear life.
I'm not sure if the Welsh have what it takes to go it alone. Like, do they?
No, like really, what do they have other than fucking
daisies,
sheep?
Are it daisies or daffodils?
Anyway. I don't
Either
know.
way,
I think it's the daffodil, is it?
I think so. It probably is. Daisy seems a bit odd.
Oh god.
Have to say I love Nicola Sturgeon though so much.
Yeah.
Sturgeon is a legend. She may not always be right, but she's fucking decisive. You know what I mean?
She knows what she's talking about.
It's like Donald Trump, like, can I come play golf here? And she's just get the fuck, like, you know what I mean?
Fuck right off.
Yeah. I love Nicola.
Yeah, I know she's a good leader, in fairness.
She's a good character.
Yeah.
She'd
just saw that gif you made there, Matthew.
That video of her just standing around, literally no crowd, and just absolutely giving it well.
Openly celebrating someone else losing their job, like.
Didn't like the reporter says that, oh yeah, you're on live TV. Oh, sorry, and she's like said reshaping herself.
Didn't the leader, the Lib Dems, like lose her seat, wasn't it? Something like that. It's just like, okay, you swear fucking Aberdeen had just scored a 91st minute winner, like, you know what I mean? That was brilliant.
Truly iconic. Oh, that made my year. When that happened.
You may dig that out and put it on the page.
Yeah,
I will. I'll put it up on the Insta story.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Where to next, Jack, on our
Clusterfuck World Tour?
That's the title of the podcast. Sorry. That's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. I love that.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, you're right over me. I was going to move across a little bit closer to home and stay in the UK, well, to some people, and go to the north. The DUP didn't oppose Brexit or this deal too much.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
the
also
DUP,
quite ironic.
Yeah.
Support them until the last minute and then go, yeah, nah. Classic Arlene Foster masterclass there. Like,
I mean, like, it's unusual for him to let go of a fucking of their grasp of the UK. Like,
yeah, I felt like they might have got a bit spooked because they knew it was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you mention that, I wonder, did they kind of think, well, oh shit, are they just gonna get rid of us if this doesn't happen?
They're sort of alone now, you see, and I think deep down they maybe thought, well, you know, if we do leave, we're kind of left in the fucking dirt here as a result of a shit fucking agreement. Like I personally don't know how they're going to survive without the EU. Like, there's only so much.
Can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
They're not exactly a productive region, like, or anything. Do you know what I mean?
No, not anymore. Like if you come back 100 years to even to partition, like it was a far more profitable region. That's why the UK wanted to hold on to it. Like,
yeah. And especially if you're just saying that, they're getting most of their support from Britain, but now Britain's not getting any support from the EU. So you're with a weakened Britain now. So like genuinely, what hope do you have? Like this whole loyalist thing as well is growing old. It's 100 years of, well, it's longer now.
Well, like didn't Arlene Foster receive a death threat from the UDA? Just say it goes through UDA, like.
It's not funny. Like, she shouldn't be getting death threats. Like, but
no, I mean, I know. But, like,
yeah, but like it's ironic that like they've now become so fucking such an identity crisis within loyalism that they don't know who to go after anymore.
Yeah,
like.
they're going after their own political leaders, like really.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the DUP made a fuck of it. I can't imagine UDA being any better. Like, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like,
I should edit that before I get a fucking death threat myself.
It was a sort of a damned if they do, damned if they don't, I think. And I think now that they have gone, they're realizing that their kind of identity doesn't outweigh the rest, like their economic side of things and everything else in between.
Mm-hmm.
Do you reckon this could be a start of loyalist paramilitary movement again?
I'd say it'd be a slow burner if it would be.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it just started. UVF back up and running straight away. Like, but I'm sure it's going to cause some political unrest. But like until any other kind of shift, if like let's say Northern Ireland makes a kind of a make or break kind of scenario, I think the loyal Protestants will kind of step up bit more. I don't think though it'll go outright. Like it I don't think they're capable of going outright straight away.
I think the American influence shouldn't be ignored either. You know, Biden is he's very concerned with Irish affairs, like, and I think
especially Northern Ireland as well.
Yeah, he seems to be not just a token like, oh, we love Ireland. Like, he seems to be actually very well clued up on the situation, like, and cares about it. Like, so I think that's going to be a nice little bit of a stabilizer, maybe.
Let alone Europe. I think Europe might have some say as well, especially because like they obviously hate Britain as much as we do. But like I think if they were to do anything in terms of damaging relations with the Republic, I think I don't know what way they'd step in, but I'm sure they'd do something.
Angela Merkel just have a very stern face.
Yeah, but now.
Speaking of Angela is retiring this year, isn't she?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. She's past her sell-by date now at this stage, surely. the Iron Lady of the Reichstag. She's been in it 16 years.
Yeah.
I thought it was 20 years.
Well,
I'm not sure. It's a very long time either way.
Yeah, long time. I think. Oh wait, no, is she Chancellor 16 and leader of her party for 20?
Yeah, I think it's normally like leaders will stay to like 12 and then just retire or whatever. But she was just like, I'm gonna go another 4 for the crack.
What's the name of her party again? Something Christian something.
Yeah. I was going to say
Democratic Union of Germany.
I was going to say the Mannschaft, but that's the soccer team.
I can't remember what they are. But...
Good leader, though, I have to say, Merkel.
Yeah, she's a strong leader.
European to the core as well, to be fair to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, I think countries' leaders, they need to have their own national sense of nationality, like for their own country, but also a sense of like being European too.
Yeah, I think they're owed a lot as well, like both Merkel and Nicola Sturgeon as being like symbols of like how female politicians can actually achieve like a lot, like
extremely good results.
extremely good results on like a international level and a European level. I think it's quite inspiring.
Yeah.
It'd be great to have more voices like theirs in Irish politics, wouldn't it?
It would.
Oh,
Really
absolutely.
would.
Yeah.
Like, you mightn't
Strong
agree
leaders.
with Sturgeon or Merkel or even the New Zealand, I can't remember her name.
St. Arden.
Yeah, like you mightn't agree with them all the time, but like it's great to have competent fucking leaders. Like,
Yeah. Or just blatant liars.
yeah. By the way, I like
Confident
Sturgeon. I
liars.
like Sturgeon's approach where it's just like stay in your house for fuck's sake. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Straight to
A
the
wee
point.
bit of cop on.
Yeah. And she despises Boris Johnson as well.
Yeah, that's it.
You can actually
Other
see
than
the
her
stain in her
fucking
eyes when she has to speak to her. Like,
Not this
Yeah.
twat again.
yeah. Just fucking crack open a can of iron brew and just get on with it.
You look at our blubbering fool up there and fucking in Dublin, like Jesus Christ.
Micheál Martin.
Micheál. My God.
I didn't think this government could get any worse. It just simply has.
I have no words. I don't think I said this to my mother yesterday. I don't think now, like, not that I'll remember from first-hand memory, but I don't ever remember hearing about it or learning about or seeing another government as bad as this in a long time.
No.
I think as well, though, it's sort of a case of, I don't know, maybe if previous generations are more conservative. I think our generation, like Gen Z, is probably one of the most engaged generations that has come. And like, even still, there's so many people that aren't politically engaged. It could be, the political involvement could be much more. But like, I think at the minute, we're pretty well engaged, and we have a fair bit of cop on to realize, wait a minute, you're not doing what we want us to do or what we want you to do. So I now obviously I can't really hate a government when I'm like 12 years old or whatever, but like, I haven't hated, like, even just from learning say and like knowing what they've done and did. I like this government tops the cake. Like it's the cherry on top.
Yeah, like I think
I just have an image of Matthew eating like food dudes in 12th class, like going on about how he hates Ian Gilmore. Like.
Yeah, I was a very lonely child.
Brilliant.
Bit of cheese string hanging out, just going, fucking Joe and Bert, now we get you.
Fruit dribble down your tongue.
Those are the days.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, no, like genuinely, it's I've never been like so pissed off. Like, and it's not even that like anything that they're doing is directly affecting me per se, but like just common sense has just completely gone out the window. Like,
you
just
absolutely have no confidence in their ability. Like,
no, zero. Like, just going back to the student nurses thing, I think it's like I can't find words to describe how much fucking anger that generates, not just with me, but with the whole country, or the vast majority. There obviously are the small few, i.e. the government, that don't want that to happen. But no, like, it's something so basic, or maybe I'm simplifying it too much, but no, I think common sense has long been gone.
It's definitely an odd one to like. What are they giving them now? 100 odd euros. Student nurses.
There's like a student grant, and then there's like some sort of payment that they're getting, like 280 an hour or something on top of what they're going to be paid or something like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's something like, it's poor. It's piss poor, but
you'd be better off giving them nothing. Like, to be fair, it wouldn't be as an insult.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
yeah, I know it's better than nothing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Fucking pebble in the ocean, like.
Yeah, it was, well, it's better than what they were going to. I think it was like €50 a month was the initial thing. So I think they're getting like I'm not sure the exact figure, but it's more than €100 anyway now. So it's something, but it's not what we asked for, that kind of thing. It's like the what was it, €250 for every college student. Like that could have been put somewhere much more.
I found that very, very odd. Like,
but that's Fine Gael all over. Like, throw money at the situation.
Yeah, like there is college students that do need it. Like, I think I'm not going to get wound up by this, but over the last 3 days, I felt like college students have just been so ignored, like completely. I haven't heard the word college since this whole thing started. And I'm not like, I understand leaving certs are the most important aspect of the minute, but like, I'll be frank with you, I'm paying a shit ton of money, and I haven't even gotten an email about what's happening in 2 weeks' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's just a bit. Yeah, I get very wound up if I let this.
I personally think that like our kind of age group is being scapegoated for all the wrong reasons. Like, I've heard a lot of discourse on like the 19 to 24 age category. Just like, it's all house parties and
they're also the ones fucking working though. Like,
do you know what I mean? Majority of my friends are working or currently out of work, in college, being forced to pay thousands of euro for online college system without having an income. Like, it's like, shit. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's the whole house party thing as well, I think, is particularly just, it's so moronic. Like, you consider
a minority of a fucking minority. Like,
yeah, but house parties are going to occur. Like, we're social animals at the end of the day, but it's not just the 19 to 24s that are doing it. Like, I know adults that are doing it. Like, just for instance, take my local town in Carlow. There was 3 house parties, 1 birthday party, another, I think actually 2 birthday parties, and then 1 just social gathering. And I think 90% of the people in all 3 scenarios got COVID, and all were ranging from like elderly, middle-aged, young. Like, so if you're telling me that house parties are like 19-24-year-olds are the sole responsibility for house parties, you can just fuck off. Like,
yeah, I mean, like the reason for that massive spike in cases in Wexford was down to a funeral. It was held in Ramsgrange and made the news.
There was written over there, and an American as well. Like,
like that's part of my. That's actually your electoral district as well, Tom, isn't it? You be in the Ross district, wouldn't you? Yeah, I mean, like, it's fucking scary. Like, there was 200 people crammed into the pub down there. I won't mention the pub for libel reasons, but like, it's fucking ridiculous. The owner of the pub came out in the fucking Independent, and said that he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
No, I know he's not running it, but he still owns the fucking building.
No, you're once you're in the ring, you're there to fight. Like, you know what I mean? And he was in the fucking ring. Exactly.
And then the man running the pub, he came out the following day with a post on Facebook and said that any of the nasty rumors that were going around about the stuff, about the funeral and all that, they were all false, and the amount of raising cases and all, they're all false. And that post was taken down very, very quickly.
Yeah,
there's a lot of anger about that event.
Yeah, an awful.
I like funerals. I think have been, I think, the saddest thing that have been impacted by this whole thing. Like, to see 10 people at a funeral.
And the marriages, I think, as well. I think.
Like the marriage thing you can put off.
Yeah,
I know. But like, it's someone's funeral is always a comforting day in Ireland. Worse, the funerals. But at the same time, there's no one worth fucking, putting the whole county at risk now because of stupidity by some people.
Yeah, like one of my friends, his father died there in June, gone, and like, he was a young man. He was 59. He died of cancer, And fucking hell, like he would have been a popular man in the town and well known. And Jesus Christ, like just we didn't go to the funeral, but we stood outside the church, myself and my boss, and like to see, I think it was 10 people at the time, wasn't it? It would have been in June. 10 people coming out of the church, like, at a parish church in Ross. Like that church can hold, I think it's 500 or 600 people. Like.
Yeah, it's desperate.
It
doesn't
terrible.
give the man justice for what he meant to the community as well, though. I think
that's it.
He's owed that at least.
It's
like,
kind of it's.
Me and you, Jack, lost a great friend and hero during the year. Like, and the man brought together parishes and communities from all over Ireland, let alone Wexford, like, and gave us some of the greatest moments of our life. And
he gave us moments.
To stand in a field, where you could barely see his grave was sad, like,
I like it's like that man. He gave me an awful lot of moments that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Best days we ever had.
Like it's sad to see a man of his standing and his stature and social standing, like he doesn't get the send off he deserves.
No. Read up in the paper.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what doesn't do that justice either, though, is when people actually do, like the one in New Ross with 200 plus people, like that. That's just essentially taking a massive dump on.
Like
everything that we're trying to enforce.
If people had to come back to Bill's funeral and have everyone standing around and have a massive spreader, he would have come back personally and haunted us and stabbed us with pipes. Like, to be fair, like I don't know, it's just sad that we were doing so well in Wexford. It's just sad that a funeral had to be the thing,
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Can I go on a rant about Norma Foley now, or is that just like...
You can, I was just going to rant.
Yeah, no.
You have the floor, Thomas.
My fucking blood pressure has been extremely high since I saw Norma Foley yesterday, who firstly looked like a 1990s school teacher, like not even the 90s, 80s or 70s, 1990s school teacher. So Norma went rogue and became Minister for Education with special focus on health, and decided that it would be great if we sent... The minute I heard it, I just thought, you've done it again. You've managed to fuck it up again. The Leaving Cert, 3 days a week for Leaving Cert students to go in, while there is 6,000 to 7,000 odd cases a day. And Norma Foley didn't think it was, I don't know, appropriate to consult with the highest chief medical officer in the country to see was this okay. So she just went, he didn't say we should close them fully, so we'll send in 60,000 of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How are these people fucking politicians? Like,
I'm telling you, this is all down to Fine Gael with the formation of government. They gave Fianna Fáil all the shit fucking ministries because they just knew the Fianna Fáil were going to fuck them up. They were going to fuck them up.
Simon Harris has been annoying the fucking face off me as well.
He's a fool.
If I go on Twitter one more time and he's like, just a quick message about COVID-19, do your fucking education work and leave the Minister for Health to part out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is he at? Like,
Minister for Higher Education, and he can't let go of the Minister for a Health position. Like,
no, he can't.
He can't let it go. Like.
Just a quick message about COVID. Like, just do your own job, will you?
Stick to your memes, Simon. They're the only things that are getting through these days.
You see what he tweeted last night when America was there? It's like an American flag and a broken heart emoji. That's all he tweeted.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, I'm saying, stick to your job, but like, fuck me, come up with something better than that. Like.
Yeah.
Like,
but it really shows that he cares, doesn't it? Yeah. Like, oh Jesus.
The invisible man.
Fuck.
A man that's just totally disappeared into the abyss, like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, Norma Foley, fucking Egypt.
Yeah, she needs to reevaluate where she is now, to be fair, because that's just a disaster, like.
She shouldn't be able to open her mouth for like consultation, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's their second major fuck up with leaving cert now.
Yeah. You've had a whole year to think about it as well. Like, that's the thing. A whole year to get this right. Like,
Yeah,
but even
that's it.
thinking about it logistically, like 3 days isn't enough to be in
Yeah,
anyway. Like you might
what
as
are
well
the
just
teachers
make it.
going to do? Like, yeah, they're going to do half
Yeah.
the fucking lecture there and then do the rest online to the other 300 kids they have to teach. Like,
Yeah. Like I get that there is like a leaving cert students do want to, like, there are obviously going to be some that want to complete their leaving cert this year, because like that's their right. But like in the current scheme of things, like pretty much across the board, countries are putting a halt on, like, the Britain with the A levels, for instance. Like it's just at the minute with the virulence of the virus, you have to put a halt to everything. Like even going back to like border control, like with the 2 people coming to the funeral, like the fact that we haven't closed our borders is just insane. Like we look, like if we just look at like New Zealand, Australia, like I was so jealous looking at New Year's Day video,
carrying on like everything's all right, like,
yeah,
which it is over there.
back to normal. Like, but now that's not to say that they didn't have to go through a pretty rough 3 months and a rough after period as well. Like they did essentially a full cold turkey lockdown. They literally closed down everything, and once it was gone, let everything settle back down again, and then slowly reopen. Don't fucking go gung ho and start pubs, take away pints and all that.
Yeah. Go to Kerry on your holidays.
Yeah, exactly. But like we're way too fucking easygoing in terms of anything that has any risk involved. Like we have no enforcement mechanisms whatsoever. You say that there's guarded checkpoints, right?
Yeah, there's no
I
shit.
think I've gone to Dublin 5 or 6 times due to hospital appointments, and I haven't been stopped once. I've gone through several checkpoints, haven't been stopped once. So you're saying to me, guards have the authority to stop you? Guards, I haven't been stopped. So like,
I don't even think that's the guards' fault though. But I don't think they don't even know what they need, like what they're being told to enforce. Like,
I was having this conversation with my mom. Like I'm all for getting through a checkpoint pretty much stress free, but like there should be a mechanism, like a form. Like even in my local supermarket, which I'm working in at the minute, like I was given a form, right? If you're stopped by the guards, you can just show them this.
Go on as well.
I have never been asked for a form. If ever I've been stopped, I have just been told, where are you going? Going to work or whatever. Oh yeah, move along. Like it's like literally like the Jedi mind tricks in fucking Star Wars. Like, you know, and they just, move along. Like fucking hell. Like move on. It's not their fault though. Like they have very limited power in that scenario. Like they literally can't do anything other than advise you to stay in your own county.
Yeah,
which is it's just a joke. Like obviously it's great being able to travel relatively freely despite having to stay in your own county, but like the whole point of that being there, it's a waste of the guards' time as well, though.
Yeah,
like
it's pointless.
They are literally going out every day to set up a checkpoint to stop and just ask a question. Yeah, right, go on. Like that serves no purpose to me, and I think it's a waste of time.
Did you see actually during the week that him and Ryan had a revolutionary idea of making people have a negative test before they enter the country?
Wow.
Like what kind? It's just an exceptional brain at work, like, isn't it? You know what I mean? To come up with the solution's so thorough within 11 months now. That's all it took them to figure out that people coming in here should have a negative test.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
Oh god.
11. Like, we're nearly a year into this thing, and now Evan's right. Just lads, wouldn't it be great if lads coming in here had a negative test?
Jesus, how do we get people to be negative coming into the country?
You can imagine Michal there now just going, God damn it, that's a great idea, that is. You know what I mean? And everyone thoroughly clapping themselves on the back.
We'll write it down and we'll discuss that matter later on, right? Like, honest to Christ, lads, we don't have an agenda in this country. The agenda at the minute is to survive. I've been saying this for the last 15 fucking episodes. This government depends on its survival solely and nothing else. Like, what's going to annoy me more is whenever a fucking election happens and people will vote for Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. That's when I just
100%.
I'll actually have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
But I can't understand why Fine Gael are still up in the pot. No, I can't. It's like I don't care. Their PR department earned their fucking money. They do quite fucking well because whatever way they're putting it across, people seem to be fucking fooled.
Yeah.
Like people, I don't know. People are quite fickle. Like they're quite fickle, and I think that was pretty evident with the election last year. Like it was in February. Yeah, the 8th of February. Like, and the lead up to this time last year, like,
so long
that's a year ago. It's only a year ago. It's not even a year ago yet. But like, on the lead up to the election, like, people were they were livid. They were calling for Simon Harris's head and fucking and Owen Murphy and all. And then, like, 2 months later in April, 2 months later, yeah, right then.
Yeah, sorry.
2 months later, fucking Leo had the highest political party rating. Like, what's going on there? Like, in all fairness,
yeah.
Like, our people are so quick. I've always said it, and I'm going to keep saying it until it changes. People are quick to forget. They're so quick to forget. Like, and it's fucking infuriating. Like,
yeah. I just always find it so funny, like that. All the problems we have in this country have been caused by the two parties we keep voting into power. Like, it's
what's the definition of insanity? Like, you keep doing the same thing, expect a different result.
I love Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, like, you're arguing about homelessness, and it's like you both caused this. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not that Fine Gael can go hard on Fianna Fáil for it. It's like it's all your problem.
It's a giant effort on your behalf.
Yeah, like. Oh,
and it's so hypocritical that they keep bringing it up. Like, it's like, oh yeah, homelessness is so bad. Yeah, you do realize you are in government, like, and you can somewhat solve the problem.
It's this thing, like, we have to do more. It's like, we'll do it then. No one's fucking stopping you or anything. Like, you know what I mean?
Be my guest.
I did some laughing when I saw the Day Before Christmas and a Fine Gael councillor was calling on her own party to do something. Like,
oh, that was outside the zoo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil? I can't remember, but Jesus Christ.
To the government. Your party is part of the government. She's a TD, like.
You could literally email Leo, like.
You're a fucking TD, like. I'm sure you'll see him in a doll. Like. Jesus fucking Christ.
He's a very busy man, lads.
Leo the leak.
But oh god,
I think our problem is that we're nearly too democratic. Like, we're so central that, like, we're not, like, we need to be a little bit radical. Like, I'm not saying all left or all right or anything like that.
We just need to be a bit adventurous for once.
Yeah, a little bit more out of this from the center, and we're fine. Like, I don't care which way it goes really at this rate. I just
take a few risks.
Yeah, fucking throw the fucking ball and see where it lands. Like,
I'd rather didn't go towards the fascistic element.
Yeah, no, neither would I. But, like, that was kind of crude humor. But, like, no.
Throw the ball and A2 catch it, and we're like, oh fuck, throw it again.
Irish Freedom Party.
Oh, God forbid. But
be back to Nazis again.
We need to fucking get the ball rolling big time, because whenever the next election comes around, I hope to God Sinn Féin just pump the living daylight out of constituents. Like, just throw them. I don't care if they're any way intelligent. Just throw them in, and I'll vote for them. Like, that. It's nearly gotten that bad. Yeah, like, just fit as many as you can in there. Like, and like, I'm sure someone will vote for you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear to see that.
Yeah, but people don't fucking realize this, though. That's the annoying thing. People, as going back to the education thing as well, I still don't think people understand how our voting system works. That's another big thing that needs attention.
Oh, fuck no.
Sure, my daddy, he met De Valera once on the seaside, so I have to vote Fianna Fáil now for eternity. that annoys the shit out of
like
me.
even in my own family, like even in my own family, like my family were cattle and pig dealers, and they had the license to trade and import, in Ross, and during the economic war, they were held up at gunpoint by De Valera supporters, and the license was literally taken off them. And ever since then, ever since the economic war in the 30s, was it?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
The Ronans have never voted for Fianna Fáil. No, that changed. Well, no, it didn't change. It didn't change when it came to me either. But I didn't vote for Fine Gael either.
Yeah.
I went away from that side of it altogether.
actually, my grandfather was a big Fianna Fáil man, and he had this lovely tree outside our house. I always see pictures of it, and it was huge. And Fianna Fáil asked him could he put like a poster on the tree for the election, and they did. And that night there was a massive storm, and the tree blew down.
It's a sign.
Yeah, that was the sign.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we haven't voted Fianna Fáil since because our tree blew down.
Yeah. I think it's up to our generation though, and maybe our parents as well. Like I think we have some influence on how our parents might vote. I think it's really up to us, because I think if you go beyond that, and we're talking about cultural ties and familial ties with parties, I think that's obviously to a much lesser extent now. I have literally no affiliation really with anything, like as far as I know, other than like who my parents support or whatever. But like I wouldn't let that influence me, to be honest. I think that the age of like, oh yeah, no, you have to vote Fianna Fáil, right? I'll vote Fianna Fáil, like that. The age of like being told what to do, I think, is over. You can have a lot more freedom to kind of choose what you want to do and what you want to think. Even with like religion, like even just talking about religion, like that's a whole nother kettle of fish, obviously. But like the days of, yeah, you know, you're a Catholic, or like, oh, you're a Protestant, like they are gone. Like a lot of my friends, I know, like obviously they'd be baptized or whatever, but they wouldn't, like they'd be either atheist, agnostic, or whatever they like. I think it's much more prevalent now. Like just freedom of thinking is much more prevalent nowadays.
Yeah. Just sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
It's just going to continue on Matthew's element there, just on that topic of religion. Like me personally, I don't think people our age, like the vast majority of people our age, they're not religious. You know, our generation seems to be vastly secular. But I think an awful lot of that, I don't think anyone's really put much thought into it. I mean, like even from my own perspective, like I put the thought into why I'm not religious, and you know what I'm not, what faith I don't have. But I haven't really thought so much about what I am, if you get me, whether I am atheist, whether I am, you know, humanist or fucking whatever it is, like, you know. I haven't thought about that much. So there you go, Matthew. You've given me something to think about, a bit of homework.
Yeah. No, like it's one of those things that's kind of becoming way less relevant. And I don't know if that's because there's more important things or more kind of seismic things that we're kind of having to deal with. I think as well, like the likes of social media as well would just kind of completely distract you from even being able to think about these things. Like, I don't know. I think even like if you look at like our parents as well, like obviously they'd be brought up to be staunch Catholics or whatever, go to mass every Sunday. Yeah, exactly. But like even now, I can't remember the last time I went to mass.
No,
I genuinely can't.
Like
not for marriage or not for funerals or anything like that. Literally just go to mass. I actually can't remember when the last time I went.
I honestly don't know. I can't think of it.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that like that's I genuinely haven't had a remote interest in religion pretty much since I've been out of primary school.
I think like I don't know, like I don't know. I
think
don't know what it is.
the day I gave up on going to mass was when I was at mass and the priest just kept going on about apples and trees and pears and you know the thing in the middle where he just talks for about 10 minutes and everyone like kind of bows their heads and just stares at the ground like. I was like, yeah, he just went on about trees and all this. He's like, the goodness of God is like an apple tree or something like that. Bloody hell, I can't stretch this out like to mean anything. You know what I mean?
One of those wacky letters from the Corinthians.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was quite odd on our local radio station here the other day. It's like the world was crumbling, like America was burning and coronavirus was taking hold. And the first thing they went and started with was that the papal fucking nuncio couldn't get down here to appoint a new bishop. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I was sitting in the car thinking, chill out, lads, we'll this for 1 minute.
Well, have Brennan gone?
Yeah, he is. He's retiring.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I can't understand why they can't just do it over Zoom, like just ring the letter. You want to be bishop? Yeah, fair enough.
Leave it away.
You're Captain's post, lad. Fuck's sake.
No, look, people are entitled to their fucking.
Oh, no, religion's a great thing if you get comfort out of it, but you shouldn't just fucking, stick to it, even if you don't believe in it. Like,
yeah, if you don't have any, like, what I remember thinking before when I was younger, like, God, I can't have these thoughts, like whether God is real or whatever, because I will go to hell or whatever. Like, or I remember genuinely thinking, like, God, I can't do something. I won't do something bad now because I'll go to hell. Like, but what changed that for me was, did you ever see that interview with Stephen Fry and Gay Byrne?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was great.
And Gay Byrne asked him, what would he do if, say, it all was real and he ended up at the pearly gates in front of the big man? What would he say to him? And he said, like, he put the question to him, like, what sort of a fucking sadistic, cruel man or being who's omnipresent and has complete control of the world can cause so much suffering, hardship, pain, like cancer in children, like wars, famines. What kind of a fucking prick will do something like that?
I think he actually said, didn't he? He'd say, "How dare he?" or something, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, how dare he? How dare he?
Yeah. No, like religion is great. Like religion teaches some great things, like to be good and to be kind and to love each other. But like that doesn't mean you have to believe that lad walked across water. Like
no, you don't.
Do you know what I mean? Though,
man in the sky looking down.
I felt like that. Like I would never say that primary school, secondary school teaching of religion was a waste of time on me because it taught me something like good things to be a human. Like
no, like that's not me saying that. It's not me saying like fucking having faith is bad, like don't have fucking faith or whatever. Like, but no, like have whatever faith you want. I just find it hard to believe in something other than I don't know. I find it hard. I haven't really studied that much other faiths. I haven't looked into other faiths that much, but I find faiths that are very regimented and
I think it's so old-fashioned. Like you're putting your words into what, or you're not putting words. You're putting your like eggs into one basket. Like I'd much rather if there was kind of a multi-religion, like combining them all, I'd like take parts from bits and bobs. Like I love the idea. Yeah, no, but like I personally,
the foundations of matches.
I find like certain aspects of like different religions appealing. Like I love the idea of like reincarnation with Buddhism and like that kind of thing. I think that's cool. Like whether I believe it or not now is a different story. But like that like I kind of find that cool. And like the idea of God, I think everyone will just make up their own kind of description of him. But I think to learn about all the other ones with that, like to just solely go tunnel vision Catholic or tunnel vision Islam or whatever, I think that's bad because obviously we know the results of it, like fucking Islamic caliphates and what have you, and neo fucking Nazi groups and
Denny Healy
Christian
race.
athletes, mate, the whole fucking war zone of its own. Like I think if we just kind of open our minds a bit, I think it's the perfect century to do so. Like we have so much access to information and so much access to books, internet, people, even. We have like
and we have a great opportunity to rebuild now as well.
Absolutely, this is the time to think about like what to do next.
Yeah,
I think it's exciting. Like you have to look at the positives as well. Like the 2021 might be starting off with a bit of a bombshell, but sure, look, we can make the most of it. Like still, we're only in January.
We're only 7 days into January.
Yeah, exactly. Take every day as it comes.
We've almost lost the free world and all died in the same time.
But we have Donny, man. See, look, you have to look at the positives. We have Donny.
Yeah.
We have Donny out of these 7 days.
It's Donny, isn't it? Donny.
Donny. Oh, I'm so sorry. Donny O'Sullivan.
His name in vain. He has to get one of those things in UCD. Do you remember those, Matthew? Those things where you're walking along and it's like a famous person. It's like, oh, I studied architecture and now I'm fucking Ryan Tuberty, like, you know what I mean? Donny.
Outside the arts office, yeah.
There has to be one there. It's like, I studied history and now I'm a fucking CNN badass, like, you know.
Give him a fucking statue, Jesus Christ.
When I heard he was from UCD history, I thought, fucking come on, like, you know.
Give him an art degree, hope.
Yeah.
Genuinely. He's actually still a bit of inspiration into me now.
Yeah, he was the highlight. My granny was here. She's like, God, I hope Donny's all right there. I can't remember his name. His name Donny. He's like, I hope he's okay. And I was like, back over to Donny O'Sullivan. You'll never beat the Irish.
Oh God. Yeah, I think that kind of covers everything that's happened since
concludes the Clusterfuck World Tour.
You have now reached your destination.
Find the gap.
Thank you for traveling with the Opinionated Podcast.
We have to end on a positive, apart from Donny. Donny is a big positive.
Any New Year's resolutions?
No, stay alive.
Yeah, just not have as shitty a year as last year.
Yeah. Just keep living, man.
Just keep living.
Turn those red lights into green lights, bro.
No, actually, I will say something. I will say something. A relative of mine, my aunt, has been the first one in my family that I know of, anyway, to get the vaccine, get the first dose of the vaccine.
Oh, class.
So yeah, I'm pretty.
An impressive 15,000 in 9 days.
Wow. Nah, it's gone negative again. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I have to say something about this. That's cat. That's fucking abysmal. No. Jesus.
I feel like I could at least get a couple of hundred done myself, like, even if I really tried, like, you know what I mean?
No.
Oh man, like, fucking hell. It's more than 9 days, isn't it? It's 11 days, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Or no, sorry, no, they don't vaccinate on Sundays.
It's a
Sabbath, I know.
The Sabbath, yeah, keep holy the Sabbath day.
That was the greatest load of shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, we're being told to stay at home for like the next 3 months, basically, and they can't work up a fucking Sunday, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God,
that was odd.
Your values, though, top.
Fucking hell, like I understand, like, people need a rest, but come on now, lads, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I have to hand it to the Israelis, though. They are fucking knocking shit out of it.
Out of park.
I don't know how well it's been done.
What about the Palestinians, though, Tom?
That is true.
It's all Israel, no Palestine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You can have your 2 million vaccines, but unless you're fucking doing it proper, you won't get my seal of approval, whatever that fucking means.
The Brits are doing all right, too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, for now, because they will eventually fuck it up. Because they're even talking about leaving like 12 weeks between vaccinations, even though the people who made it says that's a terribly horrendous idea to do. Like,
terrible thing.
Sure, isn't it like after you get the 2 vaccines, it only lasts like 9 months or something like that?
I don't care. As to God, I'll start drinking it at this stage.
Red Bull, give me
Yeah.
wings.
I literally go every day to get like just if it meant any way normal.
Exactly. I just want to go back to normality. Like you know what? This is a sign that I'm going fucking mental. I actually miss going to the stores in Wexford. Now that's a bad sign because I hate the stores.
I'm not that far into it yet.
I fucking hate the stores.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny, if you're listening.
We're allowed to hate stores because we're from Wexford. But if anyone hates stores, they can fuck off. Like,
Fuck off, Matthew. You can't say a bad word against the stores.
I have my mouth shut.
I actually, I really cannot wait till the day we get to do a podcast in person around the table, just having a drink and fucking
exactly
just taking a chill
nachos or something. Like,
yeah.
Like, how long do we have the podcast going now? This is episode
15 weeks then.
15 weeks.
It's been more with a few hiatuses, but
yeah, Matthew's just a blow in as well. So
when did we really start?
A stowaway from episode 8 or something like that, episode 7 or 8.
Yeah.
You joined in well now, Matty.
Thanks a million, lads. I'm more than welcome.
You've been fully naturalized.
More than thankful as well.
Right, we have to have a positive. What's the positive?
We have to have a positive.
3 negative people can make a positive, surely. Come on.
Surely.
No, because the 2 negatives make a positive, but there's an extra negative, so now it's negative again.
I feel like my brain is just fried at the minute. Like I'm just. What's the best thing you got for Christmas? There you go.
Oh, I got a few nice things now.
No, just say one. I just said one. All right, we only want one positive. That's all.
Okay, my Amsterdam GA club jersey.
Amsterdam GA club jersey.
I'll show you this. I have to show you this. Just 1 second there. Alexa, turn on the main light.
You just said Alexa turn on the light.
Yeah,
turn on the main
and it didn't work.
And it didn't do it. Still didn't do it. Viva la revolution. Power to Alexa. I'll just turn on the light switch, will you, for fuck's sake.
Alexa, turn on.
Hey!
Hey.
I've seen this before. It's gorgeous.
Dan. Who's Dan?
I couldn't hear you, sir. Sorry, I couldn't hear your compliments.
I don't know. I just said who's Dan.
Dan Murphy.
Oh God.
That's just brought back some memories.
Oh dear.
Oh, Tom, you've now made it my least favorite present.
Anyway, moving on, Matthew.
I got a Che Guevara coffee mug. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty good for the communists.
Yeah, not even just for the communists, for the rebellionists and guerrillas.
Yeah, oh shit! I forgot. No, sorry.
Steady on.
I just had a revelation. Go ahead, continue.
So your Che Guevara mug.
Yeah. No, like avid coffee drinker, so any mug with anything on it, to be honest.
I fucking know that anyway, so I do. 3 minutes to a class, I'm just going to get coffee there.
I literally just recycle. It's like Che Guevara mug, the Opinionated Podcast mug. Che Guevara mug. I literally just, they're the only 2 mugs I've been using for the last, I don't know, ever since I got the Opinionated mug, I've just been using that. It's really good.
It's a good mug.
That's a good positive.
Oh yeah, Tom, you never. Sorry, my mind is going. It's racing there now.
I actually have my favorite present here.
Oh,
given by a fellow podcaster.
Love.
It's James O'Brien's "How Not to Be Wrong," which is a fantastic book.
Nice one.
It's a good page turner.
It is.
It's a good page turner.
Some quality James ones, right? 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one. We'll make it to the 1:30 anyway.
Let's try for it.
We've lasted longer than the American coup.
Success.
We've had
no
a long
casualties. You see, we really should have taken over the Capitol building. We would have done a much better job.
We should have talked our way into it.
Just Nancy Floyd there. How are you, Nancy? How are you getting on here?
Like, the poor guards at the gates would probably just get so sick of our bullshit that they just let us walk in.
Brilliant. Yeah. Oh yeah, just speaking of Opinionated Podcast mugs, we've had a little bit of interest in the last few weeks there of people wondering whether we're gonna do another run of them. We have the plans for it. Yeah, like if anyone is wanting one, do get in contact with us. So any one of us, either our individual socials, or the page, the Opinionated Podcast page. Like we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know,
could whack a poll maybe on the thing to kind of find if anyone has interest.
Like if yeah, exactly. Like
it's easier to access.
Yeah, well, tell you what, make it easy. We'll give it to episode 70. Episode 17. You have 2 weeks, right? Get your name in. Yeah, we'll put through the order on week 17. So
I actually think
send in
if
your
you're in a foreign country that's not Britain or Ireland, I'd personally pay for one to be sent to you.
Wow, there you have it.
There you go.
Tom, you may regret that because we have a lot of listeners outside of Ireland.
I'll send one.
It has to be that guy in India, whoever you are, he or she.
If you're living in India, I'll actually sign the mug for you.
I can deliver it somehow.
Yeah, we have listeners in India, Japan, Germany, the US, somewhere else. It was very strange. I can't remember where.
Sligo.
Sligo. Longford.
Cahersiveen there.
Yeah. Oh god. But yeah, like send in your
it's gonna cost me like 300 quid to send this to some Azerbaijan or something like that. Like fucking hell. Why do I say that?
You took a hole in it.
I would send one. First come, first serve.
Oh god. Yeah. So yeah, let us know and we'll be in contact, we'll put you on the list. Yeah. I think that's it for this week. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Jesus, thank fuck. 2020's over.
Join us again next week for Clusterfuck World Tour 2.
Part 2. Into space.
No, we didn't mention space for one whole podcast.
Don't even say the word again.
I'll do a reading from my new book. No, I didn't write a book. Sorry, that sounds like I wrote a book. I didn't write a book. I got a book. Oh God. Okay, I think we're time to end this podcast. It's going downhill pretty rapidly here. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all the usual stuff. And thanks for listening. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you all, guys. Hope it's a good one.
Keep on living.
See you.